Gotta make you guys nice and clean. All these water splashes. I go through a lot of this. So today I'm gonna give you guys an update on the Oscar Aquarium. I wanna talk about basically what's happened, some problems I've run into, how I've temporarily been able to kind of put a band-aid over it, and then the possible solution, which is being triggered by many other moving parts. I think you guys are gonna find this incredibly interesting. First and foremost, if you're new to this channel or never seen this aquarium before, this is my 180-gallon Oscar and, of course, Fahaka Puffer aquarium. The tank itself is 6 feet long, 2 feet wide, 2 feet tall. Classic 180-gallon dimensions. It's lit by these pendants, which is essentially just painted flower pots with LED lights, and I showed you guys how to build these before. Covered in the same type of material that I've shown you before as well. This is just double wall polycarbonate paneling, easy to cut, indestructible, light goes through it, a very cheap lid solution to cut down on evaporation in your aquariums, as well as, of course, fish jumping. Plus, it's very lightweight, so these guys are jumpers and they're constantly jumping, and it doesn't break, it doesn't cause any damage to them or anything else. It's filtered by a built-in filter in the side here. I showed you guys how I built that as well. It's been running flawlessly, and as you can see, it keeps the aquarium crystal clear. Downside is these are not the same order the rocks were originally in. Almost every day, the Oscars knock them over. These are, of course, not real rocks. They are made by Aqua Decor, but when it comes to having a large aquarium, it's sometimes really difficult to put in really big rocks without worrying about it, especially with big fish that could undermine them and send them tumbling down like they always do. Notice that these guys are now covered in algae, making them look even more natural, blending in, looking absolutely phenomenal. I love this aquarium, but we do have some problems, and that is with the puffer fish itself. You guys know Tyrese, the Fahaka puffer. He's back there probably looking for something to eat. It is feeding time, so we are gonna feed these guys, and I'll show you how I do it. So one of the concerns with the Fahaka puffer with the Oscars is that it's going to kill everything in the tank. And that's just not what has happened. Tyrese is a very gentle Fahaka puffer. Typically they are incredibly aggressive, but he gets along splendidly with the Oscars. Not a single one has a single mark on them, which is not common for the Oscar. Usually something's wrong with them. But as you can see, he's not scared of them. He's always got a bit of a smile on his face, even though it's a goofy one. And but you will notice that he's a little slim. And although that the initial concern was, will the Fahaka attack the puffers or the Oscar? I'm sorry, will the Fahaka attack the Oscars, or of course the Oscars attack the puffer? That simply has not happened. My biggest concern was, will there be enough food for the Fahaka? And the simple answer is not really, but I'm going to show you how I counteract this. So these guys know that it's feeding time, and if I come near the aquarium, they'll always come up here. You'll even notice that Tyrese will come over here and expect to eat. But Tyrese, in the general sense, is definitely an aggressive eater, just not as aggressive as the Oscars. And for the past 6 months, though, he's been doing well. See, that's what I'm saying. They're jumping at this right now. He's been doing well, but not as good as he could, which is raised for concern. We want our fish to be just because he's not beat up, just because he's not dying, he is active. He could be a little thicker. You guys know I like my puffers to be thick, like Kevin. Not really, he's a little too thick. So what I do for these guys, if I were to drop in food, Tyrese will eat any sort of food, whether it's pellets or shrimp or anything I offer, he will eat it. So will the Oscars. But I gotta feed the Oscars first. And it's not feeding them, because you can feed Oscars and they'll continue to eat and eat and eat and eat. What I'm going to do is offer them some floating pellets or floating food sticks and distract them. So that'll go over there. Once they discover that, I'll give Tyrese's favorite meal. So they're relatively distracted here. Oh, they got that one. Tyrese is a little nervous and he's running away. But if I start dropping in this shrimp, the Oscars are eating anything they can right now. And pieces are falling when it shouldn't. Now that should have gotten to Tyrese, but he went around the corner. Oh, he sees it now. And Tyrese will get his. Now I can continue to feed the tank. This is just a stressful headache I always get soaked, but the bottom line is Tyrese got some food. But he has to run off and eat it, or the gluttonous pigs here will take it from him. So I can make this work. I can make sure that everybody gets enough food, etc. But I got one piece left. I guess Kevin can have it. Kev, you hungry? Here, bro. Right there, right there, right there. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Yum, 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 yum. He's already eaten all day today. So now that everybody's eaten and kind of calmed down, this is what they do with big pieces of shrimp. Just wait till they can choke it down or whatever, but all the Oscars will just kind of relax. We have a couple of options with this. First and foremost, we can remove Tyrese and put him into a tank where he'll do much better. The other option that I'm thinking of is we free up this tank completely and use it for something else. Tyrese goes into a tank that probably over here somewhere that he can get along with a lot. He can get more food more readily available and do a lot better. He's fine. Nobody's hurt. Nobody's injured. It's just a matter of not being able to get food fast enough. Nobody bullies him. The Oscars are fine. Or so we move Tyrese anyway, or move the Oscars, and then we just have a tank with one puffer if we just move the Oscars. But here's the thought, and what I'm eventually going to do. The Oscars go in the 2,000-gallon aquarium with the freshwater stingrays. All from South America, they'll do fine. Oscars aren't known to pick at stingrays or anything like that, and I've kept just about everything with freshwater stingrays, so these guys would be absolutely awesome in there. It would give us an eye-opener to how they interact in even larger aquariums. They would have massive growth spurts and definitely reach their full potential over time. And like I said, Tyrese will go in with another group of people. I think Tyrese just enjoys being with other fish. He's not aggressive. He doesn't buy into the idea that all Fahaka puffers are nasty, so I think he would do just fine. And look at him, he's smiling, thinking, do you mean I'm gonna get more food, Dad? Puffers are such greedy pigs. And that would free up this aquarium entirely and completely. Now, once this rockwork's kind of all piled up properly, what does it remind you of? Well, how about I just give you a clue? We've done it before, and I think it was about 8 years ago. The goldfish aquarium. What do you say we finally bring fancy goldfish out to the aquarium gallery for the first time in like 5 or 6 years? What do you think of that idea? We finally get a fancy goldfish aquarium. The Oscars get a massive tank. Tyrese goes into another tank where he has different types of friends and the ability to just eat more and become the chonk we want him to be. I mean, I don't know anybody in the comments that's going to say they wouldn't want a thick pufferfish. I know I certainly do. It's an exciting thing to think about, and I'm definitely going to go ahead and do that when I update you on the 2,000-gallon aquarium, which doesn't just have the freshwater stingrays in it. It's their tank, and we put them back in it because I built this 2,000-gallon tank specifically for them, but that's not the only thing in it anymore. And if we add the Oscars, I think that would just be jaw-dropping. With that said, this is triggered by something else that I'm working on, and I'm kind of freeing up other tanks. The one on the very bottom, and I don't want to show it just yet, that's essentially a holding tank for all the community fish that used to be in the 2,000-gallon tank. I need that empty because I come across an amazing opportunity that you guys are going to absolutely lose your minds about when you hear about it. So we're going to essentially have 2 empty 180s. What can you see? I'm going to have to blur things out or crop. Yeah, crop. There's so many awesome things I'm working on right now. Nobody's leaving the gallery. We're kind of adding to it and kind of shifting fish around as they grow and we develop and learn their personalities and see what environment's best for them. And I mean, at the worst case scenario, the Oscars are going to move 4 feet. But yeah, I wanted to give you guys an update on the Oscar Aquarium. I think we set it up 6 or 7 months ago, and I don't really do updates on them because I've been working on so many other projects and things. However, there's usually not a lot to update, or at least in my eyes. Maybe they got bigger for you guys, or you can see their different color patterns, etc. It's the same old story though. Feed them, they move the rocks, do a water change. Feed them, they move the rocks, I do a water change. So I usually think like, we've seen one video on them, we've seen them all. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the plans in the comments below. I think you guys will be on board. I mean, practicality and common sense rules the day, especially with you guys. So I look forward to hearing for that. If you guys want to see that video, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I got a few other things to do. The 700 gallons ready to be stocked with fish, and I have them. I might be doing that in the next video. Okay, I'm really excited about what's to come because all of these videos I'm talking about right now have nothing to do with something that it's already done. And if you're not a member of this channel, you can join the membership. I'm not trying to push it on you, but you can see absolutely everything that I'm doing. All updates, all future plans and updates, etc. Get access to the Discord, all these other little perks and stuff. Just read about it, and if you think it's worth it, go ahead. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.